That's going to give him a great opportunity to win this game tonight.
Bicep curls and defensive buy-in. Couple things he's good at.
Hey, little known fact, TJ was on the treadmill this morning at the hotel. I saw him on the treadmill. It's not all bench press all the time.
All right, here we go from Provo, and the Cyclones are going to have the first possession of the night.
Now this has been one you and I have circled. I mean, this high level game, even without Richie Saunders. You know, A.J. DeBonta and Rob Wright are such a formidable tandem.
Milan Momcilovic has his first shot blocked by DeBonta. How about that defense from the freshman? That's a pretty impressive start on that end of the floor. Now BYU's first possession of the night.
One of the things that Kevin Young told his team as they end the shoot around is play fast. Don't allow this defense to be as disruptive.
How about the pass to the lob, and Keita finishes with the foul. That's kind of a dream start for BYU, isn't it?
It's just a great job rolling to the rim. Nobody tagged early on Kevin Keita. It's a dream start, too, because it's a foul on Joshua Jefferson, who's such an important part for Iowa State. But A.J. DeBonta has continued to improve, and Kevin Young told this to you and I, his playmaking ability. Reading not just the first defensive player, but the second and third line to create shots for his teammate, and that's kind of been the challenge, even with getting 31 points per game.
Okay, maybe not the absolute perfect start. The free throw was missed. Still, great first possession for BYU. You see the starters, mix of experience, some youth, defense, offense, a very balanced Iowa State team. Here is Jefferson on the offensive end, and he gets fouled. Bošković, Mihailo Bošković, who's one of those players. It's not going to be just one guy trying to place Richie Saunders, but he has to take on a much bigger load.
He does have to take on a bigger load, and in particular, stretching the floor. Like at practice, you watch him shoot, and it's so pure. It's got to carry over now out onto the court during these games. But Joshua Jefferson doing what he does best for Iowa State, and they're going to play through him all night long. If this is the first time you've watched Iowa State this year, number 5, he is as versatile and as dynamic as any player in the country.
Just gotten better and better and better, and even just showing those stats undersells the balanced contributions from him. He makes both free throws to tie the game. Right in BYU. There's Bošković, who got an opening. Hits his first 3.
Those are the shots he has to make. You don't have to try to create shots. You just have to hit the ones that your teammates will open up for you. Good start to try to build some confidence in a player that can actually fulfill that role.
He's talented. Jefferson trying to attack against him, and then Jefferson bounced past it out of bounds.
Just you set the screen and you flare out, and it's a long closeout for Joshua Jefferson. And just simple, just catch and shoot. It's a rhythm 3.
Even with Richie Saunders healthy, BYU has missed an element of just outside shooting this year.
How about that? Before that shot, he was 1 for 10 in his last 6 games from 3.
Speaking of Richie, he's here.
I talked to Richie at shoot-around today. He's just a guy that really embodied the 3 letters on the front of the jersey. And you can talk about his scoring, you can talk about his three-point shot making. You know, it's his rebounding, it's the hustle. He kind of provided that spark that Lipsy provides at Iowa State. That same kind of love of school is the same thing we saw from Richie Saunders when he wore this uniform.
Freshman on freshman there, and Killian Torrey committed the foul. Richie Saunders will be beloved here forever. And I know he's just devastated that he doesn't get to finish this year, a year where the Cougars had and may still have legitimate title hopes. Saunders is not going to be a part of that championship run for BYU. DeBonta goes baseline, elevates. Keita tips it, no good. Davis there, up and under. Davis scores.
Good job getting on the offensive glass by Kennard Davis. And what a start for BYU. This has been typically a slow-starting Cougars team throughout the course of the season.
Keita almost stole it away from Buchanan. Lipsy's going to shoot a 3. Got it.
It seems like every time Iowa State needs a play to be made, it's Lipsy that gets it done.
about as tough and experienced of a player as there is in college basketball.
So you talk about guard play, and you see them on that one line, and you go, can Iowa State win the national championship? If March is about guards, they've got one of the very best in the country. There's no doubt about it.
Oshkovich kicks it back out to right. Shot clock under 10. Another shot fake into a three. That one no good.
He has to shoot the first one, not off the bounce.
Three minutes in, 2-point lead for BYU. Lipsey, little runner off the glass. A lot of times Tamin Lipsey is not really much of a scorer. I mean, that's not the most important part of his game. Wright trying to bully his way in. Jefferson with the block shot and a lead bounce pass. Torrey lays it in.
You just got to have awareness if you're Rob Wright. The way they're going to rotate defensively. Beautiful read by Joshua Jefferson and just facilitating that transition. A 7-0 run just like that by Iowa State.
They are so aggressive on defense, and it never stops. Keita thought about going backdoor, and then Keita just kind of had it slip out of his hands.
We talk about the versatility of Joshua Jefferson offensively, defensively, his ability to facilitate, but just rotating and stepping up and taking away what would have been an open look and just facilitate the offense, get out and run and play ahead.
First substitutions for TJ Otzelberger and the Cyclones. Dominicus played off the bench. Nate Heisey, whose family has had maybe the greatest week any family's ever had this week. Jefferson three, in and out. Heisey got a hand on it. Dibansa's going to try to push. AJ in the open court all the way! Wow. Keita on a whistle. I don't think it was on Keita. Oh my goodness.
AJ Dibansa, every time you watch him, he shows you exactly why he could very easily be the #1 pick in this NBA draft. Open floor, 40.
It's just amazing. He's had these monster games, including on the road this week down in Tucson and McHale. He's leading the country in scoring as a freshman.
And he's going to finish the season leading the country in scoring, because without Richie Saunders, AJ also knows that it's time to go a little bit more, right? And he's been a great team player throughout the course of the year. Doesn't mean he hasn't gotten his, but there's a little bit more on him. There's a little bit more on Rob Wright, too. It's not just for those guys coming off the bench, but you look at these numbers here, the 43 against Utah, the 35 against Arizona. It's monster game after monster game.
One of two for the freshman Torrey for Iowa State. So Cyclones have a 1-point lead. Just 4.5 minutes in. Big 12 basketball from Provo. Torrey matched up again against Dibansa, who's waiting for somebody to come up and set some kind of screen. Tries to pass it into the corner, and it got stolen. Lipsey goes downhill. Came up short. Keita grabs a rebound.
That last defensive position is exactly what TJ would like to see them do consistently against AJ.
Alexei Kostic in for BYU, and he's going to shoot the three. Too strong. Keita fought hard, and the ball ended up in the hands of his teammate Kennard Davis, who got fouled.
Dave, let's go back to that previous possession. One of the things they want to show AJ is multiple eyes, multiple hands. They got to get in gaps, so when he starts to drive, that he drives into bodies. And they did a great job of that. And of course, Lipsey on the weak side guarding too, reads it perfectly and gets another steal. But that's what they're going to try to do all night long with AJ when he's out above the three-point line and he starts to attack. They want two running to him, and then they're going to gap up and make sure he tries to shoot contested jump shots or getting the ball out of his hands to somebody else.
Keita fumbled it and lost it out of bounds. So that's the second kind of strange play from Keita. He's got that wrap on his right hand. Right hand's bothering him. That time he tried to catch it with his left and lost it out of bounds.
And that right hand that's got the tape on him seems to be bothering him and limiting his ability to really hold on to the ball at the same level which we've seen.
Yeah, I think that's been evident here in these first few minutes. Lipsy and Iowa State with the ball. Buchanan not an outside shooter at all. Really good player. Just that's not part of his game. Jefferson, shot clock winding down. Spin move. Jefferson, what a pass!
How about that? I mean, that's where you're talking about versatility. There are not many power forwards in this conference that are 6'9" that can read the shot clock, understand exactly how much time they have, and set their teammate up to get an easy dunk.
That's a conference player of the year kind of play. DiBanza splits the defense, missed the shot, got his own miss and put it back in. That was like 1-on-4, and AJ ended up with the basket.
This game is exactly kind of what you and I thought we were going to get.
Buchanan off the dribble, tried to find Heisey. That's a turnover. DiBanza, baseline. Nice pass. Davis passed up the three to drive and draw a foul.
Joshua Jefferson, you see the shot clock under 5 as he spins. Kebaketa just slides over, and when he slides over, he vacates that back line, and Buchanan able to finish.
We welcome those of you joining us from Kentucky Auburn. Great win for Auburn against the former BYU head coach. You missed some spectacular plays at the start of this game. Iowa State and BYU, including from the sensational freshman AJ DiBanza. Lead pass by him for the dunk in transition. Boshkovich. Top 25 teams of the Big 12. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham. Great to have you with us. Jefferson too strong. Boot. And here we go. DiBanza in the open court. Gets it back from Boot. Three. No.
This game has been fantastic. The energy is electric. What a day of college basketball from Arizona, Houston, Michigan, Duke, Kentucky, Auburn.
Damon Lipsy no on the three. And the ball is going to be saved in bounds. Maybe another chance for the Cougars to push some tempo. DiBanza got fouled by Lipsy. And if you are just joining us, this has been a heck of a game so far.
AJ DiBanza showing a lot of the repertoire already. He's got a couple of assists, showing you exactly what he can do. 4 dribbles, full length of the court, elevating up and finishing out in transition. BYU wants to play fast. They want to apply pressure. And then Joshua Jefferson, his versatility, late shot clock situation, draw a couple, dish it down, make a teammate better. It's what he's done all season long.
All right, back to action. BYU inbounds it to DiBanza. Shot clock down to 10 out of the timeout. Matched up against Jefferson. AJ whips a pass. Davis three, good!
AJ has scored or assisted on the last 11 points for BYU. Kevin Young told us today he's challenged him a little bit, like when these guys are coming in that haven't had a lot of success throughout the course of the season, empower them.
That's his second block of a three, but this time he gets called for a foul. He blocked a Chilovich three, maybe the first possession of the game. He thought he had another one there, but called for the foul.
He got him on that wrist, on that follow through, but one of the things I love about AJ is, you watch women's figure skating this week in the Olympics, and our gold medalists and the joy that they had as she skated. AJ has that joy at shoot-around. He's lip-syncing and singing out loud all the songs they play at shoot-around. He plays with a joy, man. He just loves this game.
Very rare free throw miss for Milan Momcilovic. who's arguably the best shooter in college basketball, just having a spectacular year, but hasn't made a shot from the field yet in this game. Makes the second of 3 free throws. To your point about A.J. DiBonta, he's been a great teammate. He's fit in. He has not tried to stand out. Look at the numbers for Momcilovic.
Leads the nation in three-point field goal percentage. Second in the nation in three-point field goals made.
High volume and makes more than half of them. Just an amazing combination. DiBonta, you figured DiBonta and Rob Wright, no big 3. It's down to a big 2 for BYU with no Richie Saunders. Those two might not come out of the game tonight.
I wouldn't pull them out. They can rest tomorrow.
Davis, tough runner, came up short, but nobody grabbed the ball. So Davis is all right. I'll get it back.
There's 6 on the shot clock. They actually just reset the shot clock late.
And Wright didn't know it, so he rushed that one. But Hadim Boop hustles for an offensive board. Wright flipped it up, no good. Boop has been everywhere, but that time couldn't secure the ball.
I love the energy that Boop brings out to the floor. I mean, he just somewhat limited offensively, but great length defensively, plays with a high motor.
He would fit on this Iowa State team. Just a play hard, try hard team.
This is the matchup they continue to try to attack.
They call a foul. That did not look like a foul. Bošković was backing up.
That's Boškovic's second personal foul.
Big call.
They feel like this is the matchup they can isolate, and that arm wrapped around from behind, clearly drawing the foul. It's the second personal foul that he's drawn in that individual matchup where they've isolated Joshua Jefferson.
Yeah, we couldn't see it from where we're sitting, but we saw that shot. That was definitely a foul.
You can't do that.
Just lost him on the 3, and Momcilovic is going to drain those almost every time.
That's inexcusable, right? Like the ball out of bounds. You have to know the one thing you can't do is allow him to step in and just drain a 3 uncontested.
The one guy Kevin Young was talking about today leading up to the game, we cannot give him looks from 3. DiBonta, shot fake, and elevates right over top of your game.
That's a pro move. Really simple. There's a lot of ways you can dress it up and try to describe it, but a lot of what he does just looks and feels like an NBA player.
Jefferson drives into the lane. That was good defense from Boop. Air ball. Buchanan saved it. And it's off of Iowa State. So BYU ball.
What A.J. does so well is he's got great balance and elite level footwork. He'll jab, he'll lift you with a shot fake, he'll stop, and he gets so high, and his release is so high on that jump shot. Even a contest doesn't bother him.
And you see Kevin Young use a timeout. We'll take a quick break ourselves with 9:33 to go in the first half. Timeout.
A little bit of a break and just get everybody's breath caught up right now.
You see the 3 season-ending injuries, so it's not just Saunders. They're just not that deep of a team right now. Davis got through the double team. Keita had it poked away, but Boop was there. Hadim Boop making some hustle plays.
His motor, and right now, if you're Iowa State, what you're talking about, if you're TJ Otzelberger, is when are you going to compete on the glass? You're getting beat badly on the glass right now.
They are. Jefferson, meanwhile, that one goes down. Joshua Jefferson, so having a great year.
So skilled. His transformation of not only his continued growth of his game, but of his physique and his conditioning, much, much stronger this year.
Davis. He's got to take on a bigger load with no Saunders. He looks up to the task. He's had a good week. Bonsa couldn't get free, so Davis drives down the lane. Hoop from the corner. That one an air ball. Good defense, Iowa State. Momcilovic, that quick release came up short. That doesn't happen very often, but it's out of bounds off of the Cougars. Cyclones keeper.
Let's see if they keep this, but they have AJ right now on Lipsy, and that can allow him to gap and utilize his length to be a little bit disruptive.
Jefferson, Heisey off the carom, 3 goes down to tie the game.
A big shot in the final moments of that win against Houston earlier this week. Heisey's role continues to blossom on this team.
Devonta Heisey almost stole it away. AJ long! That's the second one of this game from Devonta to Keita. Lipsy. Jefferson at the free throw line. Double team came. Davis almost stole it away, but the extra pass leaves Heisey wide open. No. Devonta kept the dribble as he fell to the floor. That was a pretty athletic play.
A lot of standing around on this possession for BYU.
Lipsy almost took it right. Shot clock winding down. Right down the lane. Got to get a shot off. Didn't. Davis, did he? No good. Boop. Had a hand on it, but Jefferson snatches it away.
Not a great possession there. Not a lot of movement. Nobody was coming up and setting an on-ball screen. The ball never really switched sides of the floor to shift the defense.
Rob Wright's been very quiet. He hasn't scored yet. Chilovic with Wright on him. Jefferson three. Good. I know there are a lot of great players in the Big 12, but Devonta and Jefferson going head-to-head tonight, that's pretty good. Long stretch without a whistle here, right? Heisey switched on to him, right? Had it poked away, and then Lipsy knocked it out of bounds. So Iowa State has weathered the early storm, and they've got a 1-point lead. ESPN's exclusive coverage of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
Seven points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. AJ Devonta, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. It's been a show by both those two already.
I mean, 4 assists for Devonta in these first 14 minutes of the game. BYU's got to get a shot off out of the timeout. The drive, the layup. No! Man, Kostic got right to the rim and then just missed the layup. So Iowa State ball up 1. Lipsy. Killian Toure, the freshman. Buchanan trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. Toure, baseline, knocked away. Wright is going to take it one-on-one and score.
First bucket of the game for Rob Wright, and it came off of a possession where they manufactured energy through their defense. They got in a stance, they guarded multiple sides of the floor, create that turnover and an opportunity to run out.
Buchanan with Pito Ahmed in for the first time, and he missed the shot. Devonta one-on-one, crossover, elevates, knocks down the shot, and a foul!
That should not be legal.
Whoa!
I mean, the shimmy, the shake, create space. That's 6'9", getting to his spot, elevating up, getting fouled with elite level footwork and ball handling. AJ Devonta putting on a show tonight here in Provo.
You've used the phrase pro move a couple times already tonight.
It's what he does. Like, I mean, again, you watch how he plays. It's not only the efficiency, which is shooting 53% while averaging almost 25 points per game. His ability to get to the free throw line. During this last 5 games where he's averaged 31 points per game, he's averaging 9 free throws attempted. He draws so many fouls, and that actually allows others on BYU to get to the free throw line when they get hand-checked 45 feet away.
underneath the basket. Heisey got free, and then DeBonsa knocked it off of Heisey. That was a good defensive play by the freshman. It looked like Heisey was going to have a layup.
That's a good call. And just a great job pinching in. And TJ was asking, should they review it? And the sign from the bench was no.
I think it's a good thing they didn't. So that's the 4th turnover for Iowa State. That point you were making, DeBonsa by himself drawing 7 fouls a game. Bošković, he's been pretty aggressive.
Hit his first 3-point shot of the night after going 1 for 10 over the last 6 games. That time putting it on the floor.
Bateman got the shot blocker in the air, but then he just rushed it. Davis slipped, and wow, a collision. Man, Davis and played and that one I think was like a punch to the chin of Kennard Davis. Hopefully he's all right. That was violent. Hopefully Kennard Davis is okay. That could not have felt good. Back and forth we go. 3:49 to go first half. BYU leads by 5.
There's a foul called on player number 30, Kennard Davis Jr. His first personal.
Kevin Young earlier today with us was that Kennard Davis, when he first came in, was a 3-and-D guy. and they felt like he needed to unleash a little bit, but right now he's getting checked out.
And it's very timely that coach would ask that question. Watch the collision. Oh my goodness. I mean, you just hope he's okay and can come back in this game. And that was, because I agree with both of you. He looks like a different player, a more versatile player.
And I'm sure Coach Crean had guys like this too, by the way, that settled into a role. But then that role suddenly changes because of an injury. And now you've got to unlock that a little bit and free him up to unleash maybe a little bit more than they thought they were capable of.
So for BYU's sake, with no Richie Saunders, hopefully Kennard Davis can get back in this game. Meanwhile, their defense has been good. Their rebounding has been good.
They lead in points off of turnovers in this game. And you go back to the 2 losses Iowa State had prior to one on Wednesday, the other night. Big shot.
Elevates and hits the 3.
It was good before he let it go. Yeah. A 9-0 run by BYU. Like, AJ's getting more confident from beyond the arc, and you're seeing that.
He looks like the best player in the country right now. The way he's playing in this first half, he's doing it all.
13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Just so silky smooth. And you just watch, he kind of rhythm dribbles in and just drills it. And sometimes that shot's a little flat. But, man, has he put a special performance together against one of the best defenses in the country here in the first half.
Can't guard that last play. I mean, there's no defense for that. And the point you were making about points off turnovers, the reason you were emphasizing it is because it's Iowa State. I mean, they feast on teams, kill teams in that department. Lipsy rushed that shot, and an over the back call against Jefferson. That's going to be his second foul of the first half. Well, we got a big Monday doubleheader on ESPN and the ACC, Louisville, Carolina. That's top 25 matchup. And then a really big game for different reasons on both sides. Houston going to Fog Allen, 9 Eastern Monday on ESPN.
Now you talk about the Houston Cougars. They lost at Arizona, lost at home today against Arizona earlier. Kansas got thumped by Cincinnati in Allen Fieldhouse. And that was a little bit of a head scratcher today. You're watching, we're at shoot around, and that score kept popping up, and all of a sudden we started turning on the phones and streaming it so that we could watch the finish.
Yeah, like
kudos to Wes Miller's team. They've won 4 games in a row.
Definitely playing their best ball of the year. Nobody saw that one coming, though. And you figured Kansas was going to be highly motivated on Monday night to bounce back. Front end missed by Adeem Boop. So Iowa State, this is the biggest lead for BYU in this first half. They're up 8. Jefferson with 2 fouls, and he got fouled. Kostic commits his second personal.
Yeah, Boop's played really well here in the first half, doing little things. He's shown well defensively. He's maintained his positioning. 4 rebounds to go along with the 2 points he had on the putback. But again, it's little things, right, that make up for Richie Saunders' absence.
Both teams in the bonus. Jefferson misses the front end. Devonza just looking so confident. Again, got a shot off out of bounds off of BYU. Cyclones get it back.
This has been a really, really fun game so far tonight. And the ironic thing is you look at it and you're like, Lipsy got off to a really hot start and then has been quieted. And Iowa State has struggled to score now for over 4.5 minutes. They haven't scored a single point. And defensively, this BYU team has been really connected and locked in.
Cyclones need a bucket here. Lipsy, jumper, way short. So he's been a little off as the half has gone on. Screen set by Boop. Devonza will take it all the way, and the whistle came. It came late, but it did come. Devonza's going to the free throw line.
just the continuation of applying pressure. And, you know, you talk about points in the paint, and sometimes, you know, you just think about, hey, are you posting up? And Kennard Davis is checking back in, which is a great sign for BYU. But you talk about posting up. All of what BYU's been able to do is floor space and drive. Floor space and drive and attack off the bounce against this Iowa State defense here in the first half.
DiPonza, the only thing not going well for him is at the free throw line. He's missed a couple free throws. That was the second foul against Lipsy. Freshmen who have led the entire country in scoring, Trey Young, Jason Conley, and on pace to do it, A.J. DiPonza. That's over the last 50-plus years. Biggest lead for BYU after their first free throw make of the half. Wright steals it away. Wright to Boop, trailing. Boop had his shot blocked, but another foul.
Usually that's Iowa State's recipe, right, of getting out and running off of turnovers. But it's BYU that has the advantage in that category. It is 8-2 in points off of turnovers with the opportunity to potentially add some more here.
Boop, not a great free throw shooter. BYU as a team is 1 for 5 at the line. And makes the first of 2. It's a 10-point lead. This scoreless drought goes on for Iowa State.
Well, and to free it up, I mean, you're looking right now, can you get Momcilovic a clean look from beyond the arc? They haven't created space other than that out of bounds underneath where he ran to the corner and was wide open.
Boop hustles, got his own free throw miss. They're outworking Iowa State right now. We don't say that very often at all. It's the 8th rebound for Boop in the first half. Wright throws one up high off the glass.
You can't let him get to his right hand. He's so good when he gets to the right and able to finish.
Lipsy just flung one up there. Buchanan finally ends the drought for the Cyclones. That's their first point in more than 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. There is a difference, game clock, shot clock. So BYU can't take it all the way down, but they're still, I think, going to play it like it'll be a final shot situation. Double team blitzes Wright. Wright trying to fight his way through it, and he got fouled. Well, it's good defense by Iowa State all the way until they committed the foul and put Rob Wright, a very good free throw shooter, on the line. Heisey, his second personal. I mean, you see Heisey just reach in there and get him on the arm. So I think that was a good call. Wright makes the first free throw, and TJ Otzelberger is going to use a timeout. So with 20 seconds to go in the first half, BYU up 11, back to Provo after a quick break. Well, tomorrow, full day of women's college basketball on ESPN. Women's College Game Day is going to be live from Columbia, South Carolina. Ole Miss in South Carolina, number 17 against number 3 at noon Eastern Sunday on ESPN. And then you got Tennessee, Oklahoma. You got the Cyclones. Iowa State's women's team will play number 12 TCU later in the day. All games available on the app. Kind of a growl from TJ Otzelberger, the head coach of Iowa State, having a special year, but down 11 right at the free throw line. Makes the second of 2. So now Cyclones, some pressure applied by BYU, but Iowa State on the attack. They're going to shoot early and hit the 3. Bateman, the freshman, knocks it down. That does give BYU a chance here, and it's A.J. DiPonza with 6. DeBonsa trying to finish off a spectacular half. Steps into a tough shot. No good. The follow does not count, even though it went down. And that's how the half comes to an end. A couple buckets at the end of the half for Iowa State to cut down the lead to 9. But how about those numbers? The
Crane, you're getting dominated in points in the paint. You're losing the points off of turnovers. You're getting beat on the glass. Those are the things that TJ Otzelberger, I promise you, we're talking to his team and saying the level of competition needs to step up on the glass, and then ability to score out in front of this BYU defense through turnover.
Be interesting to watch these first couple minutes of the half and see if that message was received. I imagine it was. DeBonsa steps back, 3, good!
All right.
Oh, boy. He's doing it all.
Listen, if you're looking at draft stock and you're talking about AJ, what's the question on him? Can he consistently drain a three-point shot? Looked pretty good right there.
Put this tape on, and it's hard to argue. Joshua Jefferson with 2 fouls. Pretty good defense there. Hit the shot anyway.
He's just got great footwork. Stays on balance. They need him to have a big second half. He was a little bit inefficient as far as the score goes. Just 2 of 6 shooting in the first 20 minutes.
Still made a lot of good plays. My guy's had 2 triple doubles. Right, crossover. DeBonsa, another 3, same spot, different result. Offensive rebound, though. Kennard Davis. BYU resets.
8 offensive rebounds already in the game for BYU.
Pretty amazing.
Only 14 total rebounds for Iowa State.
Wow. Davis drives, got cut off, needs to find a shot. Did. Queta tipped it up. Queta, and another loose ball grab by BYU.
They're just getting outworked, and very rarely do you say an Iowa State team is getting outworked, but they're getting outworked on the glass right now.
I guarantee you their coach is real cranky, because I know that was a point of emphasis. Davis passed up the 3. Bošković 3. Too strong. Lipsey. And no foul called. Kevin Young thought that was over the back on Lipsey.
We're 2 minutes into the game, and there's only been 1 possession for Iowa State.
Lipsey attacks and scores.
Obviously, a point of emphasis, too, is trying to apply pressure. One of the things you can do is when you're getting beaten in the paint, sometimes, and you're losing the game, you start to settle, and you allow the defense to disrupt you and dictate what you can or cannot do. Iowa State, first 2 possessions, Lipsey and Jefferson getting the ball and operating out of the block.
Davis 3, hits it. You saw that quick shot of Richie Saunders out for the rest of the year on the BYU bench. One of the best players in the conference. Kennard Davis is looking like he's going to be a big part of filling that void. Having another good game here tonight. Jefferson steps into a 3. Too strong. Lipsey tap back, but he tapped it out of bounds.
Kennard Davis, a 29% three-point shooter on the season. At times has shown to be a lot better over the last 3 games, just 3 of 16 from deep. If he starts to add that to his game on a consistent basis, Dave, and then free himself up to be aggressive off the bounce, he could start being that 3rd guy that Tom Crean was talking about in the first half, that Kevin Young was talking to us about after shooting around this morning.
BYU ball, right, crossover move. Lob, Queta, tough catch, couldn't catch it. Bodies flying everywhere. Davis again, way short, but DeBonsa was there.
They're just not boxing out.
DeBonsa's got 19, BYU's got its biggest lead, and that is a turnover. A foul on the offensive end.
Already 3 offensive rebounds in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half by BYU. And that is a legal screen and an empty possession. But AJ just runs right. I mean, how do you not box out AJ DeBonsa? When a shot goes up, how are you not trying to find a body on him?
DeBonsa here, Heisey in off the bench. Yeah, Heisey's played a lot of good defense, I think. Sometimes DeBonsa's just made spectacular shots. Bateman all over Davis. BYU still hadn't gotten into any offense. Shot clock under 10. Wright got cut off baseline. Got double team. Lob. And Jefferson ends up stealing it away.
Tough to drive baseline on Iowa State's defense and just pick up your ball. You better dribble with purpose if you drive on the end line, because they are outstanding.
Plata scores off the dish from Lipsy.
So offensively, Iowa State seemingly executing a little bit better here in the early stages of the second half. But it's at this end of the floor, they gotta sustain stops.
Last possession was a good start. Devonta against Lipsy. He wants to take him. Goes behind the back. Finds Davis from the corner. No. Jefferson rebound and the outlet. Bateman runs the floor. Bateman almost got undercut. Lays it in.
Now that was an outstanding throw ahead. Bateman released. Back-to-back stops. Back-to-back scores. And now a 9-point deficit for Iowa State.
Cut that lead down. Bošković almost traveled. Devonta finds Wright wide open. No, off to the side. And they're going to call a foul against Davis going over the back.
3 stops in a row for Iowa State, starting to execute the way they normally do at the offensive end of the floor. They got to continue to eat away at this BYU lead on the road. Surgery coming up this week, and those 2 production that are still active, the efficiency in which they've played with. There's been other guys stepping up tonight, though, kind of filling in that gap, just individually trying to star in their own role. Great pass.
Lipsy, and Cato is there to deflect it. Bošković got knocked off balance. Traveled. That's a travel.
Just where are you going? You got guys in front of you. By the way, 4 consecutive stops now for Iowa State. You drive it into 2, and you're just going really nowhere. I mean, there's nowhere you're going to go there, and simplify the game. Don't try to do too much.
Savvy play by the freshman Bateman, too, not to reach in and make it an easier call. Bateman 3. That one was off to the side. Cato, defensive rebound. Kevin Young trying to get his team to play with some more tempo. BYU's been very effective playing tempo. How about Lipsy fighting with Devonta?
Tying a bow on those big 2. Neither one has come off the floor for a single second of this game.
Not 1 second.
You know, I mean, and that's what AJ is going to have to do. That's what Rob Wright is going to have to do. They're going to have to play almost the entire game, if not the entire game, every single night.
Davis shakes free of Bateman. The defense has flipped a switch for Iowa State. Davis fell down. Ball ricocheted to Bošković. No. Loose ball. BYU comes up with another offensive rebound. Devonta passed up the 3. And then Wright. Nice play by Wright to find Davis, prevent the backcourt. BYU still got an opportunity here. Bošković 3, right side. No. Cato, offensive rebound and put back.
They just eat him up on the offensive glass. The first shot defense has been outstanding for Iowa State here in the second half. The problem is they can't get a defensive rebound.
Bateman goes all the way. Cato. And I think they're going to count the basket. They are. They called a foul, and I think Cato grabbed the rim and grabbed the net and pulled the rim down.
I think his hand he went for the block, and it got caught in it. You're going to see as the shot goes up, he tries to get over to block it, and his hand just gets caught in the rim. Now he's already dealing with an injury on that hand. That definitely did not feel well for Kevin Cato.
Yeah. 2 parts of that. Number 1, it gets called as goaltending, chance for a 3-point play. Number 2, BYU hopes he doesn't aggravate that injury. He looks like that hand's a little tender.
Yeah, I love the rock. And, you know, we talk about college atmosphere. This is what you're shooting in when you come to pro. My ADD, I'm looking at everything.
But Bateman, he just focused on the rim.
Yeah. Better him than me.
There's a lot to look at.
I'm like, is that a French toast? What is that?
Dibanza kicks. Davis open again. Well, they've had some open looks created a lot of times by Dibanza. And those shots right now are not going down for BYU. That was a good pass.
Iowa State trying to continue. Momcilovic was open coming off that screen for a second. They missed him. He has not been free all night long.
Truly. That's Torre, right side. No. Boop. Rebound. Dibanza, one-on-one. Momcilovic committed the foul.
And it's another foul drawn by AJ. It's now 5 fouls that he's drawn over the course of this game.
Seven fouls a game drawn by AJ Dibanza. He's doing it again tonight. Inbound play coming. Double team immediately on Dibanza, who gets out of it. Kostic to Davis, 3. That one, no good.
Well, as you mentioned, a lot of these threes that BYU are missing are wide open.
Dibanza pokes it away.
Look out.
Here we go.
Another 20-point game for AJ Dibanza.
And blanketing Momcilovic. That is a foul drawn by Lipsy. He took it easy on the rim.
Good job, though, defensively being active. AJ's been engaged from the first possession of the game. Comes over and helps, deflects that ball away. Knows he has time. Light work for number 3 in white. That double-double, a big win against Michigan. This was the top 8 teams as revealed by the NCAA Men's Championship Selection Committee today. Iowa State being the 4th number 1 seed on that list. Illinois, by the way, lost inside Pauley Pavilion tonight in overtime. It's been a wild Saturday in college basketball.
Oh, what a week for UCLA. What a week for BYU. I mean, there's some roller coaster rides. Kansas, crazy week for the Jayhawks. You see Kansas in that 10 spot. It's come to this where we do our graphical summary of Darren Peterson's day, and the minutes played is like as big a story as anything.
Well, he played over 30 minutes today.
He did.
You know, and I think for Kansas, just the inability to knock down those 3-point shots as a team was a big part of that today. And then just defensively, they weren't as engaged. And Wes Miller's team, was another huge performance for them. I mean, just unpredictable win, to be honest with you.
Double team. They're trying to get the ball out of Dibanza's hands. They're doing a good job of it. Kostic had nowhere to go. Booth tried to save it in bounds. It's a turnover. So more good defense for the Cyclones. The defensive intensity has really picked up.
Typo on Arizona's win against Houston, by the way. Arizona just the 2nd team since 2000 with 3 regular season AP top 3 wins. Florida, UConn, and Houston. Unbelievable. The defense definitely, as you mentioned, though, turned up for Iowa State here to start the second half.
Every time Kevin Young tries to buy some minutes with Alexei Kostic, he's been yanking him right out of the game. Layup missed by Jefferson. Offensive rebound. Heisey open 3. No. Missed opportunity for Iowa State there. That was a good look. Bošković steps right into the 3. Wow, some big misses from BYU. Jefferson, what a bounce pass from the big man.
He is so fluid with the ball in his hands. And just like that, you're starting to hear the knocking on the door of Iowa State.
Timeout BYU. I think Kevin Young heard that knock too.
Yeah, some missed 3-pointers for BYU wide open. That leads to stops. Stops lead to opportunity to run outs. And Joshua Jefferson, the point forward in today's college basketball, finds his big man able to finish. And things are getting tight.
A big game for Iowa State. Tough schedule to finish the Big 12, but only a game and a half behind first place Arizona. Cyclones trailed by as many as 13 in this game. BYU's offense is having a hard time scoring now. Lob, Keita couldn't finish, but they called a foul. Another lob pass from Dibonsa to Keita. That's the third time in this game that those two have done that. First time that Keita hasn't flushed it down.
Just delivering the ball on target, though. I mean, it's just a perfect pass up over the top. Keita just unable to finish because of the contact. And I like the fact that they went aggressive towards the rim. BYU has missed its last 8 3-point shots.
That is a big issue right now. Big Monday doubleheader on ESPN. Starts in the ACC, Louisville and Carolina, and then in the Big 12. Houston trying to bounce back from a home loss. Kansas trying to bounce back at home from a blowout loss at home. That's at 9 Eastern. Coming up on Monday on ESPN and on the app.
Louisville got its 20th win of the season. Back-to-back for Pat Kelsey, getting over 20 wins.
They're playing much better.
Michael Brown Jr., man, he's electric.
Dibonsa just all over Momcilovic, who has not been able to get shots off.
And then switches on to Lipsy.
Pretty good. Jefferson. Back to Lipsy. Dibonsa challenges. Lipsy hits it.
Yeah, he went under the screen. And it was that late in the shot clock. Too late. You can't go under. You've got to go over. You have to have awareness of the shot clock and stay with him.
Right. But Lipsy just hounding him. Nothing's been easy for Wright. Lipsy comes away with the ball. Did not have the advantage. Elevate three. No good. Heisey tried to flush it down. And now BYU can run. Bošković with contact scores. And a foul. That was a big sequence.
Yeah, it's a missed dunk at one end, and then the ability to run out, unsettled in defense, finishing off the glass. Great decision by Rob Wright to deliver the ball when he did, because it forced that late rotation from Momcilovic that had that body contact.
And that was Milan Momcilovic's 4th foul. So he leaves the game with 9:20 to go. Only 5 points and 4 fouls for the guy who's been the best shooter in college basketball. Bateman curls into a three. Good.
They trailed him, and there's just nobody there. Rob Wright late getting over the top. Bateman has hit some big threes in some big moments.
I mean, if you're a freshman this year, you just get lost in the shuffle. He is a really good young player. Dibonsa out of bounds off of Heisey. No foul. Lead is 4 for BYU with 8:50 to go. Shot clock reads 15. Only 6 points for Rob Wright tonight. Bošković, long way out, no good.
Now 9 consecutive misses from deep for BYU.
Jefferson taking it all the way, blocked by Keita. BYU should have an advantage here. Dibonsa, crossover move, elevates free throw line. No foul called, he wanted it. And now he gets knocked to the floor by Heisey. Iowa State chance to cut that lead down even further.
This is normally the time of game where you put the ball in number 3's hands and he starts to close some things out.
Jefferson three. No. Wright got fouled in the open court. And a timeout here in Provo. It was a big lead for BYU. Iowa State's been chipping away. They're down 4 with 7:50 left.
Attempts they've had, right? How many have been from 3?
13 of them.
Yeah, so for a team that dominated in points in the paint in the first half, good execution on out of bounds there. And that's Kevin Young's specialty. It's one of the things that he did when he was with the 76ers, is operate in those spaces, out of timeout, steal 2 points. But they have settled for too many perimeter jump shots, because what Iowa State's done a really good job is just collapsing their defense and getting into gaps.
Bateman way off the mark, but Buchanan off the big miss finds Heisey. 3 short. Another offensive rebound, Jefferson.
Good kick.
Great pass. Lipsey got it.
Lipsey in these moments is not going to miss that shot. What a find by Joshua Jefferson.
He is such a good passer. Right, double team sort of slowed down his momentum.
You watch as Rob Wright starts to dribble towards the basket. Anyone from BYU, everybody starts pinching in. Everybody starts moving and rotating towards the ball, and that's why they've given up 3-point shots. In the second half, they haven't hit him.
Jefferson got his hands in there and created the jump ball. That's a turnover.
And Joshua Jefferson, this is what you call winning plays. You expose the ball, and Jefferson's so good just clamping down on it. It's why he is one of a very select few that you will talk about as being a Big 12 Conference Player of the Year this year.
I mean, we've been talking about the biggest lead, 13. They had that lead in the second half, BYU. Turnover. Pass deflected, and then Wright's pass was also knocked, and BYU gives it right back. Good play by Iowa State to recover there. Jefferson wants it. Finds Torrey. Torrey drives, had it stripped.
If you're BYU, you wanted to play fast the entire game. You need to settle this thing down, and you need to get a good possession. What you'd ideally like to see here, Dave, is just instead of playing on the perimeter and this far away, they have forced BYU to initiate their offense at the logo, not even at the NBA three-point run.
Right, did a better job that time of waiting and then going by, and he draws a foul. Torrey commits the foul. Well, tomorrow we got an NBA Sunday showcase on ABC. Cavs Thunder. That's a good matchup at 1 Eastern. Nuggets Warriors from the Bay Area, 3:30 Eastern. NBA tip-off 12:30 Eastern. Tomorrow Sunday on ABC.
So far, Harden and Donovan Mitchell seemingly working well together.
Hey, I believe that could be a good pairing. DiBanza drives. AJ!
Come on!
Oh my goodness, another spectacular move. Wow. Who else in the college game could do that?
No one.
Jefferson against Booth. Joshua Jefferson trying to get a shot off. Short. DiBanza. Pass. Davis dunk. Timeout Iowa State.
There's seemingly nothing he can't do with the ball in his hands. The athleticism, the extension, slicing through this Iowa State defense, and then out in transition, finding Kennard Davis, and this place is absolutely rocking.
What a sequence that was from one of the most talented guys we've seen in college hoops in a long time. Lipsy, tough shot. No. Out of bounds, off of Iowa State. They had it down to 2. Now it's a 7-point lead for BYU. That's a foul. Devonsa created an open shot, but a whistle. Heisey gets called for his 3rd personal.
And that's another foul drawn by AJ. It's now 6 fouls that he's drawn.
Just another day at the office for him. Jefferson out. Momcilovic with his 4 fouls comes back in. Tied for the most 20-plus point games in college basketball this season. Tonight, it's not even the scoring to me that's been the biggest part of the story for A.J. Devonsa. Just the all-around game has been spectacular.
23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. And he could have 10 assists easy if some guys would knock down some wide open threes.
Wide open shots he's created for his teammates. He's played excellent defense. He's part of the reason why Momcilovic has just 5 points tonight.
And he hasn't sat for a single second of this game. He has been out there from the start of this game, and he's still out on the floor right now. Now up to 25 points. 8-3 BYU run.
Bateman drives and draws the foul. Boop went up to block the shot. And Jamarion Bateman, the freshman, will go to the free throw line. Fans didn't like it. I looked over at Kevin Young, the Cougars head coach. He nodded to Marcus Pettigrew and said, good call. It was a good call. Bateman got distracted by a tater tot.
You got cows, you got spinning wheels. You got Nick Young for no apparent reason.
Oh, made 1 of 2. Four and a half to go. BYU looking for what would be a huge.
Got to get the ball across.
Win,
Could be
right?
a 10-second. Barely got it.
Barely did. He found Boop for the dunk. Lipsy just kind of flung one up there. Here's Devonsa. Got cut off in transition. And he draws another foul. Ever since you pointed out, 6 of 20 shooting, too many threes. BYU's gone 4-4 plus some free throws since then. They have not settled for those threes.
They've been much more aggressive, and that aggressiveness is paying off. They get into the free throw line, energizing the fans, and they're feeding off of that energy.
Big time. Back to the line for Devonsa.
Already at his season average of 25 points. He is 10 of 17 from the field. He's 1 rebound shy of a double-double.
The #1 scorer in the country will have free throws coming up. Iowa State's going to use a timeout and try to gather for a final push here in Provo.
There's times, partner, where we use the word generational talent. We throw it around, and maybe it's not deserving.
Some new opportunities.
I'm telling you right now, this man's going to be an all-star when he gets to the NBA.
The biggest student section in the country, #1. And they love #3 at the free throw line. First free throw goes down for A.J. Devonsa, just putting on a show tonight.
He's showing you everything. His ability to rebound, his defense. He's gotten a couple steals. He's got a block shot. His playmaking ability in assisting and opening up the offense for his teammates. And oh, by the way, he's sitting at 26 points.
Playing so hard, has never come out of this game.
10-1 run for BYU, and a lot of that has been off the fingertips of A.J. Devonsa.
Iowa State's got to get it going, and right now, Momcilovic, who just has not been able to do anything. And Dibonsa's part of the reason why. AJ gets called for the foul there. Momcilovic hasn't scored since like 10 minutes to go in the first half. You're talking about the guy who's been the best shooter in college basketball.
Hasn't even found a look. He's only attempted 4 shots on the game.
Lipsy back to Jefferson. Passed up the 3 to drive against Boop and go to the free throw line. Couldn't finish for a chance for a 3-point play, but free throws coming for Joshua Jefferson.
Boop has just had himself a game too, though. 10 rebounds for Boop to go along with 5 points. And, you know, you talk about making up for Richie Saunders. It's not just the scoring you need to make up for. You need to make up with some toughness and some rebounding. Boop's done a great job filling that void.
He's the 5-man on the floor right now. Jefferson coolly makes the first of 2 free throws.
The other thing, too, we talked about this at the start. Iowa State is #1 in the power conferences in creating points off of turnovers. They have 4 points off of turnovers tonight. They have not been able to turn BYU over. BYU's ball control has been outstanding in this game. And then when they have turned it over, they've gotten back in defensive transition.
Dibonsa works through the double team, finds Davis wide open. Go! Jefferson just threaded one in there. Ball got knocked out of bounds.
AJ drawing all the attention, kicks it out. And there's going to be a lot of 3-pointers like that. There was a lot of early in the second half that looked like the one that Kennard Davis just knocked down that they didn't drill. But he's going to continue to get open looks for his teammates and draw the attention.
Dibonsa, he'd have 10 assists or more with a little better shot making.
27, 9, and 7.
Momcilovic 3, no. Ball tapped. Lipsy diving for it. Good effort, just couldn't save it. BYU basketball.
A long rebound. These are the effort. You know, Lipsy will sacrifice his body at any moment to try to gain an extra possession. Didn't work out for him that time, but it doesn't mean he's not going to sell out for it every single time.
There's no player in the country who does that more than that guy. There's a reason why he comes to some games with every ankle, wrist taped up, elbow, knees. 3 minutes to go. Dibonsa whips a pass and went right through the hands of Boop. That was going to be a dunk.
Oh my gosh, what a pass that was going to be. He goes behind his back and sets it up, threads it right to his teammate. Just couldn't bring it in.
Jefferson scores.
If you're Iowa State, you got to keep extending out your pressure right now. Down by 11.
Still time, but running out of time. Dibonsa goes by. Cut off. Wright's going to shoot a 3 with 15 on the shot clock. Iowa State will take that. Jefferson down low, layup good for Heisey. It was goaltended, but it went in anyway, so the lead down to 9.
Boop looked like he twisted an ankle or something as he walked off, but what a beautiful pass by Joshua Jefferson underneath. Like, his vision and awareness as a player his size, such a weapon for Iowa State to have.
So impressed.
You and I saw him back when he was at St. Mary's. His continued growth is exceptional.
To the point where you can make a real strong argument he's the player of the year in the Big 12.
That is until you watch A.J. Dibonsa play.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with his performance tonight. Double team. Dibonsa lost it. Bateman on the floor and a foul.
That is the defense. They jumped A.J., who was loose with the ball. Bateman had quick hands. Excellent play by the freshman for Iowa State. Just look at the hands and then just get on it right away and get to the free throw line. Stops the clock, gives you an opportunity to tighten this game up a little bit more.
1-1 for Bateman. The freshman from Milwaukee earns the second. Not over yet. Lead is 8. BYU still has 2 timeouts. Iowa State has a timeout left. Bateman very calmly made them both.
They'll extend out their pressure. Remember, Rob Wright, A.J. DeBonsa haven't come off the floor.
They've played every second of this game, those two. Right, lost the ball. And it goes out of bounds off of BYU. Now BYU's looking to see if they want to challenge that one.
Kevin Young, as right now, isn't challenging.
Yeah, they're not doing it. And now they are.
Yes.
The fans, I think, convinced him.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, the ball's waiting to be inbound. They're showing the replay on the Jumbotron here inside the. You got to do it faster.
Yeah.
Like your video crew has got to be quicker. And I think that's one of the things that we're going to have to work on. Like, we'll give you a beat.
Tighten that up.
I'm not going to give you like 2 minutes to figure it out.
I agree.
It wasn't 2 minutes, but it kind of felt like it was.
And I don't know, off the first look, I'm not sure you could tell.
They have to have it conclusive. Remember that. The call on the floor is that this is Iowa State basketball.
I might have been off right. I was close.
The officials looking at the different angles that they possibly can have right in front of us. This might be the best angle that you see. Is there anything conclusive, Dave, that you look at? I don't think so. You can make the call. If the call was on the floor, by the way, here's the thing about this challenge. If the call on the floor was BYU basketball, I don't think there's anything that could change that call. However, given the fact of what the call was on the floor, I didn't see anything conclusive, at least from the angles that we saw it. Again, they have different angles that they look at that will allow you to change it. The call has been reversed.
Wow. I am surprised by that one.
Again, they have different angles than we have.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw it a little bit clearer. They can zoom in, slow it down by pixels.
Tiny, tiny little pixels. That's a big call. Shot clock at 17. Iowa State down 7 was going to have it back with 1:44 on the clock. Right. Lipsy not called for the foul. So crossing midcourt just as the shot clock goes down to 10. DeBonsa kicks it. Bošković 3. Good! Another assist for DeBonsa. And then Davis dives for the ball. Could not quite take it away.
Late shot clock. Everybody paying attention. A new career high for Bošković. Feet set in the corner. AJ sets the table, makes life easy.
He has made a lot of good passes in this game.
27, 9, and 8 for AJ. Whew. That's a game.
Lipsy to Jefferson. Heisey got fouled. So Keita commits the foul. Heisey goes to the free throw line. Iowa State running out of time, though. That last 3 after call reversal, BYU gets it. That was
big
huge.
moment.
Yeah,
it's a big moment. Kind of like Heisey's moment against Houston, right? Like where he hit that corner 3, and you kind of said that, man, that might be enough.
Yeah. Kind of like Taylor Heisey's moment
this week as well
in Milan.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Sister Taylor won the gold medal. He watched the gold medal game actually in the coach's office with TJ Otzelberger. Said it was so nerve-wracking. He did talk to his sister after she won the gold.
BYU inbounds. Lead is 8.
They try to bring the double and they foul AJ again, he's so good at shielding and protecting the ball. And Bateman just initiating that contact on the body. He'll get to the free throw line once again.
I mean, it can be easy to stereotype these guys like A.J. DeBonce, who's been famous since he was 14 years old. Just a stopover in college basketball, just here for a few months and then on to bigger and better things. You watch this guy play tonight, how much he cares about this team, his teammates. I mean, it shines through. He has left it all on the floor.
And he broke that man's freshman scoring record. And he just continues to add to it.
I think that man would like the opportunity to keep him in the state of Utah next year. Made them both.
It's up to 29.
Lipsy drives in, lays it in.
At some point in time, you got to think about purposefully fouling.
Yeah. They didn't foul right. Now DeBonce gets it back.
Too much time running off the clock here.
Yeah. And they do foul Davis.
Well, and to me, I get, you want to foul Davis, okay, that's fine. He's an 82% free throw shooter on the season. It's actually one of his strengths. But the time is more valuable than the person shooting the free throw. And a lot of time came off the clock right there.
Yeah. With a minute 46, maybe you got time to try to steer it to somebody specific. With 46 seconds on the clock, you don't have that luxury.
Trap immediately, and once it's out of that trap, you got to foul right away and try to get as many possessions as you possibly can.
And Davis made them both. Bateman way outside. DeBonce's got it.
Double-double for DeBonce.
Queta, one step and a dunk.
And one assist away from a triple-double.
Queta! They count the basket.
What a great pass. Kevin Queta able to finish.
A.J. DeBonce's had a lot of great games.
This game is over. The shot clock is off. Iowa State's not going to foul. And A.J. DeBonce, 40 minutes played, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists against one of the elite defenses in all of college basketball.
Wow. That was a heck of a performance. And no doubt our player of the game brought to you by Phillips 66. A.J. DeBonce, just spectacular.
They needed some positive after losing Richie Saunders, after going to Tucson.